Imagine this, you wake up on your 50th birthday, and while the candles on the cake may feel like a playful reminder of time passing, your body whispers something far deeper. Take care of me now, and I'll carry you with strength, clarity, and energy for decades to come. After 50, life doesn't slow down, it simply requires smarter fuel. The foods you choose become not just meals, but medicine, and they are the deciding factor in whether you age gracefully, with vitality and independence, or whether time begins to take away the small joys you once took for granted. Now, here's the truth. After 50, your body goes through major shifts. Hormones decline. Muscle mass shrinks if you don't protect it. Bones thin out, joints stiffen, metabolism slows, and the risk for diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and dementia rises. But here's the hopeful part: the fork in your hand is one of the most powerful tools to fight these changes. The right foods can rebuild muscle, sharpen memory, strengthen bones, protect your heart, smooth your skin, and even turn back the clock on cellular aging. So let's walk through the top 10 foods you must eat after 50, foods that are not just healthy but strategically powerful for anti-aging. First, fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which act like lubrication for your arteries and joints. They reduce inflammation, support brain health, and keep your skin supple. People who eat fatty fish 2 to 3 times a week tend to have sharper minds as they age and lower risk of heart problems. And the beauty is, it's delicious. Grilled salmon with a squeeze of lemon, sardines on whole grain toast, or mackerel mixed into a salad. Each bite is a direct investment in your heart and brain. Second, leafy greens, spinach, kale, collard greens, Swiss chard. These are packed with vitamin K, folate, calcium, and antioxidants. They protect your eyes, strengthen your bones, and keep your arteries flexible. After 50, bone fractures and osteoporosis become a serious risk, and leafy greens are like nature's bone insurance policy. A daily salad, a smoothie, or sauteed greens with garlic. Simple habits, but the payoff is enormous. Third, berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, tiny fruits, massive power. They're loaded with anthocyanins, antioxidants that protect your brain cells from aging, keep your memory sharp, and reduce inflammation throughout your body. Studies show seniors who eat berries regularly have slower cognitive decline and better motor function. A handful of blueberries in your morning oatmeal isn't just tasty, it's brain armor. Fourth, nuts, especially walnuts and almonds. Walnuts in particular are rich in omega-3s and polyphenols that improve brain function. Almonds deliver vitamin E, a skin-protecting antioxidant that keeps wrinkles at bay. Nuts also stabilize blood sugar and support heart health. Just a small handful each day is enough. Seniors who swap processed snacks for nuts live longer with lower risk of chronic disease. Fifth, beans and lentils. These humble foods are fiber powerhouses. They keep digestion smooth, reduce cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, and feed your gut microbiome. Your gut bacteria are like little soldiers protecting your immune system and mood. After 50, when digestion slows, beans and lentils are like a reset button, keeping everything moving and balanced. Sixth, avocados. Creamy, delicious, and loaded with healthy fats, potassium, and antioxidants. They keep blood pressure under control, nourish your brain, and protect your skin. One avocado a few times a week can make a visible difference in energy and appearance. And contrary to old myths, the fat in avocados is not your enemy, it's your ally against aging. Seventh, Greek yogurt and fermented foods like kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi. These deliver probiotics, calcium, and protein. They build stronger bones, improve gut health, and enhance immunity. Seniors who include fermented foods often experience fewer infections, less inflammation, and better digestion. A small bowl of Greek yogurt with berries is practically the perfect anti-aging breakfast. Eighth, sweet potatoes and other brightly colored vegetables like carrots and bell peppers. These are rich in beta-carotene, vitamin C, and antioxidants that protect your eyes, skin, and immune system. Sweet potatoes also provide steady energy without spiking blood sugar, a key benefit after 50 when insulin sensitivity decreases. Ninth, olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil. This golden oil is a staple of the Mediterranean diet, one of the healthiest eating patterns on earth. It reduces inflammation, lowers heart disease risk, protects the brain, and even supports longevity. Drizzle it on salads, use it for cooking, or dip whole grain bread into it. Every spoonful is a shield against aging. And finally, 10th, dark chocolate. Yes, you heard that right. High-quality dark chocolate, a 70% cacao or higher, is rich in flavonoids that improve circulation, lower blood pressure, and support brain health. A small square a few times a week isn't indulgence. It's medicine disguised as pleasure. It reminds you that aging isn't about restriction, but about choosing foods that bring both joy and health. Together, these 10 foods form a foundation of resilience. They fight sarcopenia, osteoporosis, memory loss, heart disease, and the visible signs of aging. They don't just add years to your life, they add life to your years. And the best part, they're all accessible. You don't need exotic powders or overpriced supplements. Nature already gave you what you need. Now, the question is, are you willing to make these foods your daily allies? Because the secret of aging well isn't luck, it's consistency. A handful of berries here, a drizzle of olive oil there, fish twice a week, nuts in your pocket instead of chips, yogurt instead of sugary desserts. It's these little swaps that build into extraordinary health over time. Picture yourself standing in front of the mirror at 50 or 60 or even 70. The lines on your face tell the story of a life lived, the laughter you've shared, the struggles you've endured, the wisdom you've gained. But inside, deep in your cells, a quieter story is unfolding, a story of how well your body is being nourished every single day. The truth is, your body doesn't stop regenerating at 50. It still rebuilds, repairs, and renews itself, but only if you give it the right raw materials. That's why these 10 foods I shared are not just about nutrition. They are about giving your body the message. You are still capable, you are still strong, you still have life to live. And if you start weaving them into your daily meals, you will notice subtle but powerful changes that compound over time. Let's go deeper into each one, because it's not enough to just list them. You need to know how to bring them into your life in ways that feel natural, enjoyable, and consistent. Take salmon, for example. Many people over 50 don't eat enough protein, and yet your muscles desperately need it. If you replace just 2 of your weekly dinners with grilled salmon, baked mackerel, or sardines on toast, you're not only protecting your heart, you're actively feeding your brain the fats it craves. Omega-3s are like insulation for your nerves, protecting memory and mood. Seniors who eat fish regularly often find their thinking clearer, their sleep deeper, and even their joint pain less intense. Imagine being able to get out of bed in the morning without the creaks and groans you thought were inevitable. That's the gift fatty fish can give. Now, think about leafy greens. At first glance, a plate of kale or spinach might not seem like magic, but inside those dark leaves are compounds that literally slow down cellular aging. Vitamin K tells your bones to hold on to calcium, keeping them dense and less likely to fracture. Folate supports your memory, reducing the fog that sometimes comes with age. And the nitrates in greens improve circulation, delivering oxygen to your muscles and brain. Picture this: walking up a flight of stairs without losing your breath, or dancing at a family wedding without your legs giving out. That's what leafy greens prepare you for. And the easiest way to get them: toss a handful into your morning smoothie, stir them into soups, or saute them with olive oil and garlic. Small actions, big rewards. Then there are berries, those tiny jewels of anti-aging. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These aren't just sweet treats. They're memory protectors. They help your brain's neurons communicate more effectively, almost like clearing the static from an old radio so the signal comes through crystal clear. Imagine remembering your grandchildren's names instantly, recalling stories from your youth with ease, or simply staying mentally sharp enough to keep reading, writing, or solving puzzles well into your 80s. That is what berries do. And the best part, you don't need a mountain of them. Just half a cup a day in your yogurt or oatmeal, or a bowl of frozen berries after dinner can transform your brain health over time. Nuts are another silent powerhouse. Walnuts are like food for the brain, almonds strengthen your skin, pistachios boost circulation, and yet many people avoid nuts, fearing the fat. But here's the truth: the fats in nuts are your ally, not your enemy. They stabilize your hormones, support heart health, and keep hunger at bay. Instead of reaching for processed crackers or sugary cookies, keep a small jar of mixed nuts in your kitchen. Every time you eat a handful, think of it as insurance for your brain, your heart, and your skin. And remember, it's not about eating a bucketful, it's about consistent daily handfuls. That's what works the magic. Beans and lentils, humble, inexpensive, but astonishing in their power. As you age, your gut health becomes one of the biggest predictors of how long and how well you'll live. A sluggish gut means weaker immunity, more inflammation, and even mood changes. But beans are packed with fiber, the one nutrient most seniors lack. Fiber doesn't just help digestion. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut, the ones that protect you from disease. Think of your gut as a garden. If you don't feed the good bacteria, the weeds take over. Beans are like fertilizer for the good guys. Add lentil soup once a week, black beans in your salads, or chickpeas roasted with spices. Not only will your digestion improve, but you'll feel lighter, clearer, and more energetic. Now let's talk avocados. Smooth, creamy, delicious, and anti-aging on every level. They are rich in potassium, which regulates blood pressure, protecting your arteries. Their healthy fats nourish your skin, keeping it soft and elastic, and they also improve the absorption of nutrients from other foods. Picture this: you eat a salad with greens and carrots. Without avocado or olive oil, your body struggles to absorb all those fat-soluble vitamins. But add half an avocado, and suddenly your cells drink in the nutrition. It's like flipping the switch from low energy to fully charged. Avocados aren't just food, they're an amplifier for everything else you eat. Fermented foods like Greek yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi are often overlooked, but they're essential. After 50, your immune system weakens and you become more vulnerable to infections. But most of your immune system actually lives in your gut. Probiotics, those live bacteria in fermented foods, help strengthen your defenses. They also improve mood because your gut and brain are in constant communication. Imagine feeling calmer, less anxious, more balanced, simply because you added a small cup of kefir to your evening routine. That's the power of fermentation. It's not trendy, it's ancient wisdom that modern science is finally proving true. Sweet potatoes, carrots, bell peppers, brightly colored vegetables are your anti-aging rainbow. They are loaded with antioxidants that protect your eyes from macular degeneration, your skin from sun damage, and your immune system from decline. Picture yourself at 70 velers with vision still sharp enough to read books without struggle. That's not luck, that's the result of years of feeding your eyes the nutrients they needed. Sweet potatoes also stabilize blood sugar, which is critical because many people over 50 develop insulin resistance. By eating these naturally sweet, fiber-rich foods, you satisfy cravings while protecting your metabolism. Olive oil is like liquid gold. In places where people live the longest, Greece, Italy, Spain, olive oil is central to the diet. Why? Because it reduces inflammation, lowers the risk of heart disease, supports brain health, and even improves longevity. Imagine drizzling olive oil over a fresh tomato salad or cooking vegetables in it instead of butter. Each drop you consume works silently inside your arteries, keeping them flexible and young. It's not just food, it's medicine poured straight from nature. And then there's dark chocolate, the joyful surprise on this list. Life after 50 should not be about restriction. You deserve pleasure, and dark chocolate delivers that while also healing your body. The flavonoids in cocoa improve blood flow, lower blood pressure, and even lift mood. A small square after dinner can be your nightly ritual, something you look forward to. That feels indulgent, but is secretly keeping your arteries clear and your brain sharp. The key is quality, 70% cacao or higher. When you savor it slowly, you're not just treating your taste buds, you're treating your future. Now, let's pull it all together. Imagine a single day where you bring these foods to life. You wake up and have Greek yogurt topped with blueberries and a sprinkle of walnuts. For lunch, a salad of spinach, avocado, chickpeas, and olive oil. For a snack, a handful of almonds or roasted lentils. Dinner might be grilled salmon with a side of saute egg, kale, and roasted sweet potatoes. And for dessert, a square of dark chocolate with a cup of green tea. That's not deprivation, that's abundance, that's a life-giving plate. And here's the deeper truth: eating this way doesn't just fight disease, it restores dignity, it allows you to keep walking, laughing, traveling, creating, and enjoying the people you love. It means fewer pills, fewer doctor visits, Fewer moments of frustration where your body feels like it's betraying you. It means control. So I want you to think of these 10 foods not as options, but as allies. They are gifts waiting for you to use them. They won't work overnight, but with consistency, they will work miracles. Every meal is a chance to choose life, to choose strength, to choose youthfulness. The question is, will you make that choice? Because if you do, your 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s can be years not of decline, but of renewed vitality. Think about what happens when you sit down at the dinner table tonight. You glance at your plate and you see what looks like an ordinary meal. Maybe some bread, maybe some rice, maybe a little meat, maybe something green on the side. Most people eat without thinking, rushing through meals, unaware that every bite is either fueling health or quietly fueling decline. But at this stage of life, every meal counts in ways it never did before. After 50, your body is no longer simply forgiving poor food choices. It keeps score. It remembers every skipped vegetable, every processed bite, every time sugar crept in unnoticed. And just as importantly, it remembers every healing, nourishing, life-giving food you put on your plate. That's why eating wisely now isn't just about living longer. It's about living stronger, clearer, and more vibrant each day you wake up. Let's talk about berries. People often look at them as just sweet, colorful little snacks, but science sees them as antioxidant powerhouses. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, each is packed with anthocyanins and polyphenols that fight oxidative stress, the silent enemy of aging. Picture this. Free radicals are like sparks slowly setting your body on fire from the inside out. They damage DNA, break down collagen, stiffen arteries, and exhaust your immune system. But berries act like firefighters, quenching those sparks before they can spread into flames. That means fewer wrinkles, sharper memory, healthier joints, and a cardiovascular system that stays flexible instead of brittle. Seniors who add just a handful of berries to breakfast each day are effectively taking medicine from nature's pharmacy. Only this medicine tastes sweet, juicy, and delicious. And when you realize that antioxidants can slow down even the rate of cognitive decline, those handfuls suddenly feel like daily investments into your brain's future. Now let's move to leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens. These are not just diet foods or rabbit food. They're structural reinforcements for your body. They supply lutein and zeaxanthin, nutrients that protect the eyes from macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of blindness after 60. They're loaded with vitamin K, which strengthens bones by directing calcium into them instead of letting it float around in your arteries where it hardens and clogs. Seniors who eat leafy greens regularly often show stronger bones, more stable blood sugar, and sharper thinking. Imagine standing up from a chair without that creak in your knees, or stepping outside with confidence, knowing your balance and bone structure are on your side. That's what a diet rich in greens quietly does. It builds resilience. And the best part is they're easy to sneak into daily life. A smoothie in the morning, a handful in a soup, or sauteed with garlic and olive oil at dinner. Speaking of olive oil, it deserves its own spotlight. After 50, heart health is everything. Your arteries have seen decades of work, pumping tirelessly every second of every day, and now they need support. The olive oil, especially extra virgin, supplies monounsaturated fats and polyphenols that lower LDL cholesterol, raise HDL, and reduce inflammation in blood vessels. Think of inflammation like rust on a pipe. It narrows, stiffens, and weakens. Olive oil is the anti-rust. People who follow a Mediterranean-style diet rich in olive oil show fewer heart attacks, less dementia, and longer lifespans. But here's the catch. You can't cook it on blazing high heat, or those delicate polyphenols get destroyed. Use it for drizzling, dressings, or low heat cooking. It's not just a cooking oil, it's a daily prescription for a stronger heart and sharper mind. Now let's turn to nuts and seeds. Walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, chia seeds, they're like little vaults of energy and protection. Walnuts, in particular, supply omega-3 fatty acids that nourish your brain and fight inflammation. Almonds give you vitamin E, protecting your skin and nerves. Flax and chia support digestion with fiber and provide lignans, compounds linked to lower cancer risk. After 50, digestion slows, metabolism shifts, and hormone balance becomes more fragile. These seeds and nuts step in to regulate balance and stabilize. A handful of nuts a day has been linked to longer lifespans in numerous studies. But here's where many people go wrong. They eat them salted, roasted in oil, or coated with sugar. That cancels out their benefits. The magic is in raw or lightly roasted, unsalted nuts and seeds. Eat them straight, sprinkle them on oatmeal, or add them to salads. This is not snacking. This is armor for your brain, your arteries, your muscles, and even your skin. Another powerhouse food after 50 is fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines. Your body cannot manufacture omega-3 fatty acids in sufficient amounts, yet your brain and heart crave them. Omega-3s reduce triglycerides, lower blood pressure, keep cell membranes flexible, and even play a role in mood stability. Seniors who eat fish at least twice a week show lower rates of depression, better memory retention, and fewer heart-related issues. It's no coincidence that many of the world's longest living cultures are coastal, where fish is a dietary staple. If you can't access fresh fish regularly, a high-quality fish oil supplement is an alternative. But whole fish delivers the proteins and minerals that supplements miss. The point is your body is screaming for these oils, and ignoring them accelerates decline in both mind and body. Now, let's talk about legumes, beans, lentils, chickpeas. These humble foods are often underestimated, but they provide plant-based protein, fiber, and minerals that regulate blood sugar and protect against heart disease. As you age, insulin sensitivity often decreases, making blood sugar spikes more dangerous. But the soluble fiber in beans slows digestion, keeps blood sugar steady, and feeds the gut microbiome, that inner ecosystem of trillions of bacteria that directly impacts your immunity, your mood, and even your metabolism. Every bowl of beans you eat is like watering a garden inside you, encouraging the good bacteria to flourish, crowding out the harmful ones. And when your gut is healthy, inflammation goes down throughout your entire body. Arthritis pain eases, heart risks shrink. Even risk of certain cancers diminishes. The lesson is simple: beans may look humble, but they are longevity fuel. Let's not forget about eggs. For years, they were demonized for cholesterol, but modern research has flipped that narrative. Eggs, especially pasture-raised, are nutrient-dense gems. They contain choline, which fuels your brain and supports memory. They pack in protein that helps maintain muscle, which is critical after 50 when sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, becomes a real threat. The yolk, often thrown away, actually holds most of the nutrients, including lutein for eye health and vitamin D for bone strength. Seniors who include eggs in breakfast often report longer, lasting energy, more focus, and reduced cravings throughout the day. And while yes, balance is important, eating whole eggs in moderation is not harmful. It's protective. They're one of nature's perfect foods. Then there's green tea. This is not just a soothing drink, it's a medicinal brew. Rich in catechins, particularly EGCG, green tea lowers inflammation, supports metabolism, and protects against cognitive decline. Seniors who drink green tea regularly have been shown to have a lower risk of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It's also supportive of weight management by gently increasing fat burning. Instead of reaching for coffee all day, which can raise cortisol and strain the heart, sipping green tea offers steady energy without the crash. It's hydration, it's protection, it's daily medicine disguised as a simple drink. And finally, let's highlight turmeric. This golden spice contains curcumin, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound. Chronic inflammation is behind arthritis, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, and even cancer. Turmeric, when paired with black pepper to enhance absorption, becomes a daily shield. Seniors who incorporate it into curries, teas, or even supplements often notice reduced joint pain, improved digestion, and sharper thinking. Think of inflammation as the invisible aging accelerator. Turmeric is the brake pedal. These foods are not exotic luxuries. They're accessible, affordable, and simple. The problem is, most people don't know how powerful they are or how to weave them consistently into daily life. It's not about one giant dietary overhaul. It's about making sure that each day you add something protective, something healing, something that works with your body instead of against it. Aging is not about giving up. It's about equipping yourself with the best tools nature offers. And food is the most powerful tool of all. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and realizing that every single choice you make throughout the day is either adding days to your life or quietly taking them away. That's the reality of life after 50. Your body is no longer running on the same resilience it had in your 20s or 30s. Back then, you could eat junk, skip sleep, push your body too far, and still bounce back the next day. But after 50, every misstep lingers longer, and every good choice carries more weight than you can imagine. The beauty of this stage in life is that you no longer have to chase every trend, every supplement, every shiny health gimmick. The truth is simple: the right foods, eaten consistently, transform your body from the inside out. Let's walk through what this looks like in practice. Picture breakfast. Most people grab toast, cereal, or maybe just coffee. It feels convenient, but it's a sugar bomb or empty filler that sets you up for fatigue and cravings by mid-morning. Instead, imagine a bowl of plain Greek yogurt topped with blueberries, a handful of walnuts, and a drizzle of raw honey. Right there in that one bowl, you're giving your body probiotics for gut health, antioxidants for brain protection, healthy fats for your heart, and protein to preserve muscle. Compare that to a bowl of processed cereal that leaves you hungry an hour later. It's not even a fair fight. Your body immediately recognizes which one fuels longevity. Now let's think about lunch. So many people grab sandwiches stacked with processed meats or greasy takeout. But after 50, those processed meats are silent saboteurs linked to higher rates of cancer and heart disease. Instead, swap it for a lentil and spinach soup with a side of whole grain bread. What happens inside your body is extraordinary. The fiber from lentils stabilizes your blood sugar. The iron and folate in spinach nourish your blood and energy, and the slow release carbs in whole grains prevent that mid-afternoon crash. This isn't just lunch, it's a strategy, a way of telling your body, I'm on your side. I'm feeding you what you need to thrive. Dinner is another opportunity. Instead of fried foods, heavy sauces, or endless starches, think grilled salmon with roasted vegetables and a drizzle of olive oil. In one plate, you're supplying omega-3s for your brain, antioxidants for your joints, and plant compounds that reduce inflammation in every corner of your body. Eating this way isn't about dieting or restriction. It's about understanding that food is literally information. Each bite carries instructions that your body follows. When you eat salmon, your body hears, repair the brain, protect the arteries, lower the inflammation. When you eat fast food, your body hears, store fat, increase inflammation, slow down, repair. Which instructions do you want your body to follow? But here's the truth. It's not just about what you eat, it's also about what you avoid. Sugar, refined carbs, processed oils, and excessive alcohol are like termites in a house. You might not see the damage at first, but over time, they eat away at the foundation. Sugar spikes your blood glucose, damaging blood vessels and accelerating aging at the cellular level. Refined oils create inflammation that spreads silently through your heart, brain, and joints. Excess alcohol weakens your liver, the very organ responsible for detoxifying your system. If you are over 50 and still leaning on these habits, it's like setting your body on fire a little more each day. The amazing news is, the moment you begin to replace them with nourishing foods, your body begins to heal. Even at 60, 70, or 80, the human body is remarkably forgiving when you give it what it needs. Let's also consider hydration. Most seniors live in a state of chronic dehydration without even realizing it. They confuse thirst with hunger, they rely on coffee or soda instead of water, and their organs pay the price. Your kidneys, brain, joints, and skin all depend on water to function properly. Dehydration accelerates fatigue, brain fog, constipation, and joint stiffness. Simply drinking enough clean water each day can sharpen your mind, smooth your digestion, and reduce the risk of kidney stones. If plain water feels boring, infuse it with lemon slices, cucumber, or even mint. This isn't about forcing gallons down. It's about sipping steadily through the day so your cells are never crying out for hydration. Now let's go deeper into the emotional connection with food. After 50, food often carries more than just flavor. It carries tradition, memories, and comfort. Sunday dinners with family, holiday feasts, treats passed down from generations. They're all woven into your identity. That's why telling someone to just eat healthier rarely works, because it ignores the emotional weight food carries. The key is not to strip away those foods entirely, but to upgrade them. If your tradition is pasta, switch to whole grain or lentil pasta and add vegetables. If your family loves desserts, learn to bake with less sugar and more fruit. You're not erasing memories, you're preserving them in a way that also preserves your health. But consistency is the real challenge. Most people know what they should be eating. The problem is staying the course when stress hits, when life feels busy, or when cravings whisper in your ear. This is where mindset matters as much as meal planning. You must stop looking at healthy eating as a punishment or restriction. Instead, see it as a gift, a way of investing in your future self. Every time you choose berries over cookies, greens over fries, fish over fried meat, you're depositing into a health savings account that pays dividends in the form of energy, clarity, mobility, and independence. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. Do you want to be relying on a cane, struggling to remember names, taking a cabinet full of pills? Or do you want to be walking confidently, remembering vividly, and living freely? The answer lies in the small daily choices you're making right now. Another overlooked key is timing. After 50, your body often benefits from lighter dinners and a longer overnight fast. This gives your digestive system time to rest and repair, reduces nighttime blood sugar spikes, and encourages fat burning. Even something as simple as stopping food intake 2 or 3 hours before bed can improve sleep quality, reduce acid reflux, and support metabolic health. Seniors who adopt this practice often notice clearer mornings, less bloating, and more energy throughout the day. It's not about starving yourself, it's about aligning your eating rhythm with your body's natural repair cycles. Supplements can play a role too, but they should never replace whole foods. Vitamin D, magnesium, omega-3s, and probiotics are some of the most common deficiencies in people over 50. Supplementing can fill the gaps, but it's the foundation of real food that makes the difference. Supplements are like patches on a roof. They help, but if the structure is weak, patches won't save it. Focus first on whole foods, then use supplements wisely to bridge unavoidable gaps. And don't underestimate the power of community in eating habits. Seniors who eat in isolation often fall into convenience traps, frozen meals, snacks, or skipping proper nutrition altogether. But eating with family, friends, or community groups creates accountability and joy. Sharing a meal isn't just about nutrients, it's about connection. Studies have shown that loneliness is as damaging to health as smoking or obesity. So when you commit to eating well, also commit to eating together whenever possible. The food nourishes your body, but the company nourishes your soul. Lastly, remember this: your body is not broken. Aging is not punishment. It's simply a stage of life where the margin for error narrows and the opportunity for vitality depends on deliberate care. Every senior who chooses real, whole, anti-aging foods over processed shortcuts is giving themselves the chance to live not just longer, but better, to wake up with energy, to bend down and tie their shoes without pain, to travel, play with grandchildren, walk on the beach, or dance without fear. That's the real goal. It's not just about adding years to your life, but adding life to your years. So as you stand in your kitchen tomorrow and open the fridge, ask yourself, is what I'm about to eat building me up or breaking me down? Because the truth is, your body will give you exactly what you give it. The foods we've talked about: berries, greens, olive oil, nuts, fish, beans, eggs, tea, turmeric. They're not fads. They're timeless, tested, and trusted by cultures that live the longest, healthiest lives on Earth. They are waiting to serve you, to heal you, and to carry you into the best years of your life. All you have to do is choose them.